Good afternoon, my turtle ducks. Just in time for tea. Please help yourself. I've got sugar and honey and cream or lemon, and we've got jam and butter for the tea cookies. Today, let's go over being good hosts. If you have ever invited someone to your home, there are 3 important things you should have planned ahead of time: libation, food, and entertainment. If you have the opportunity ahead of time, ask your guest if they have any food allergies and what their favorite foods and drinks are. Always avoid allergies, but if it's within your budget, try to provide at least one favorite, whether it be food or drink. If you'll be serving tea or coffee, try to have sweeteners, creamers, and lemon juice readily available. What if someone has called upon you and wishes to visit, but for whatever reason it is not convenient for you to host? Fear not. There are 3 primary ways to decline that can leave you gracefully off the hook. 1. Redirect to a public location. 2. Request a rain check. 3. Ask to be their guest instead. Presuming hosting was part of the plan, let us begin on a brunch, tea, or coffee date. These are generally fairly short, ranging from just 15 minutes for a short coffee or tea to slightly longer 1-hour visits to chat and catch up. This category is generally kept for either early morning, from before breakfast to just before lunch, or extremely late in the evening, well after dinner. This should be the lightest of all the meals offered to guests. The only entertainment expected during these visits is conversation or perhaps cards. Lunch is generally between noon and 2 p.m. This spread should be slightly more substantial than breakfast, but should not be as varied as dinner. Lunch can still be considered a fairly casual affair unless it has been specifically stated that it should be otherwise, such as a business lunch or meeting somebody for a professional reason. Lunches may also be significantly longer than early morning visits. Plan for a minimum of 1 hour, but it is likely best to budget your time for 2. Finally, we come to dinners. Dinners can vary wildly in formality. However, such formality should always be conveyed on the invitation. For casual dinners, it is polite to ask if the host would like anything brought: ice, cups, desserts, etc. For more formal dinners, it is usually understood that the host will be providing everything, and the only thing a guest need bring is good conversation, appropriate dress, and polite behavior. If you are hosting a sit-down dinner, one in which you'll be providing all the food, try to get a list of your guests' food allergies. If you are having more of a potluck-style dinner, please try to list food allergies with the foods. In formal arrangements, small cards should be left at each place setting so everyone knows where they are to be seated. Although it may be left up to one's discretion, the general convention is that partners be set side by side. If you happen to know that some of your guests are left-handed, for the purpose of elbow room, I suggest trying to seat them next to one another if possible, so they don't have to worry about bumping elbows against their right-handed neighbors. Drinks served at dinner range widely. The 3 most popular drinks are water, soda, and alcohol. While dessert is not strictly necessary, it is nice to have something to offer at the end of a meal. If the dinner was the only event planned, allow a period of time for conversation and socializing, then offer dessert and coffee. After finishing dessert and coffee, unless you have planned further entertainment, guests should be leaving. If dinner was not the highlight and you have some other entertainment planned, be it a movie, game, or announcement and discussion, offer dessert directly after dinner, and if no one wishes to partake, prepare for entertainment. Keep your timeline in mind. Try to make sure that, regardless of drive times, your guests can get home at an appropriate hour without feeling excluded from the festivities. This means setting a start and finish time, whether flexible or stern. Equally, ensure that you have a time in mind that is your personal limit, and try to set your party end time between 1 and 2 hours prior to this limit. This will allow for long goodbyes and a bit of tidying up. Well, I think that's all the time we have today. Let's pick up on how to host long stay guests next time. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, be kind, my little turtle ducks, to others and to yourselves.